Hello, everybody. My name is Scott Credici, and it's time right now to get to know the Brown Wrestling Freshman class, the class of 2024. Let's introduce him to you right now. First, he'll be wrestling at 125 from Melrose, Massachusetts, Hunter Adrian. Hunter, how are you?
I'm doing great, thanks.
Well, thanks for joining us. At 141 from Mahwah, New Jersey, Justin Beardenville. Did I pronounce that right, Justin?
Perfect.
All right. I'll probably screw it up before we're done. Also wrestling at 157 or 165 from Toledo, Ohio, Kevin Contos. Kevin, how you doing?
Hey, okay.
Thanks for joining us. At 133 from Costa Mesa, California, Tim Levine. Tim, how are you?
Good. Thanks for having us.
Hey, thanks for joining us, Tim. Appreciate it. At 285, Lear Quinton from Paxinos, Pennsylvania. Lear, how you doing?
I'm doing good.
Did I pronounce that right? Is it Paxinos or Paxinos?
Paxinus.
Paxinus. Okay, I didn't get either one right. From Belfont, Pennsylvania, Keegan Rothrock. Keegan, how are you?
Good. Thanks for asking.
And from Powell, Ohio, Blake Sato is with us. Blake, how you doing?
Great. Thanks for asking.
Well, thanks for joining us, guys. Obviously, it's been kind of an unorthodox start to your collegiate careers, right? I mean, really, the way you finished high school, too. The spring was kind of crazy and summer, and now the start to your college careers. So you've spent the first trimester at home, and you'll be coming to campus at the very latest at the end of winter break. Who knows? Maybe if there are winter sports, maybe you'll come to town before then. Hunter, I'll start with you. What's it been like this fall? I mean, I know you've only been able to take one class. What have you been doing with your time? You know, staying in shape, that type of thing.
Yeah, I've been fortunate to be able to have access to a wrestling room. So I've been doing a bunch of wrestling and just training, hiking, fishing, a bunch of stuff like that. So.
What class did you end up taking? I know you guys were allowed to take one class, freshman. Is that correct? Online?
Yep, that's correct. I took a biotechnology class.
Okay. And what do you plan on concentrating in at Brown? Or are you undecided?
I'm undecided right now, but I'm thinking computer science.
Okay. Justin, how about you? Same question to you. What have you been doing with yourself? I would imagine a lot of downtime. What class did you take, and what have you been doing with your free time this fall?
So I'm taking Math 90 right now, which is intro to calculus. You know, spending a lot of time, making sure I get the best grades possible there. But from like a wrestling standpoint, it's been hard to wrestle. You know, still things in Jersey are, not 100% open yet. But I'm lucky to have, training facilities near me. So I'm trying to make, the best out of a bad situation.
Kevin, I was reading your bio on brownbears.com, and you're probably itching to get to campus because one of the things you said was when you visited Brown, you loved the campus. So I'm sure you can't wait to get here in January.
Oh, absolutely. It was just so nice. I loved it.
So what have you been doing this fall with your free time?
I've mainly been working a lot.
And did you take a class this fall?
Yes, I did. I have critical reading and writing.
How'd that go? All right.
It's going pretty good. A lot of reading.
All right, good. Tim Levine out in California. Tim, what have you been doing this fall?
Yeah, I mean, California is probably one of the most strict states when it comes to coronavirus, but I've been able to find like places near me to train, some local high school guys, getting into different rooms, just trying to do what I can to, stay active.
It says in your bio you want to concentrate in poli-sci, maybe get into the legal field in some way, shape, or form. Did you take a class in any way related to that concentration, or what did you take this fall?
Actually, I did not. I took Math 90 with Justin. Mm-hmm. I'm actually also thinking of pursuing environmental science, although when I initially wrote my bio, mainly political science but I still am interested in law and getting into environmental law, perhaps, combining the two.
Okay. Lear, how about you? You have a challenging major as well, from what I understand. Mechanical engineering, is that the plan?
Oh, yeah, that's the plan for now. Who knows?
Brown's a great engineering school, as you know, particularly for mechanical engineering. So you picked a great spot. What have you been doing this fall, with your free time? What class did you take?
I took the English critical thinking and writing also. Then I've just been lifting here, doing a little bit of running. Every now and then I can get a guy over at my house. I have a little wrestling mat. We can drill there for a little bit. And then other than that, working, and sometimes I go hunting.
Keegan, what do you hunt for, by the way, Lear?
Right now it's deer. Every once in a while I'll go for squirrel, but I'd rather deer.
All right, I have plenty of squirrels in my backyard, so
Oh, I know they're
Feel
everywhere.
free to
here.
come over. Keegan, how about you? Also out in Pennsylvania, what have you been doing this fall, and what class did you take?
Yeah, so for starters, I took the English class, the critical reading and writing. So far, it's been really interesting. Going into it, I didn't really like writing, but I'm learning a lot, and writing is becoming a little bit more fun.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, that's my dog. And yeah, to stay busy, like they said, training has been difficult. Over the summer, I had friends from college that were still in town, and that was easy to wrestle with them because they all had mats at their houses. But since they've left, it's been really difficult to find a partner. So I've just been lifting and running nearly every day. And then on top of that, I work a full-time job as a chef.
Wow, so you're busy, real busy.
Yeah, I've been quite busy lately.
And you'll be concentrating in economics?
Yeah, I'm not quite sure where yet, but leaning towards BEO or applied math economics.
Gotcha. Blake, you're out in Ohio. How's your fall been? What class did you take virtually?
Yeah, so I'm in the critical thinking and writing class as well. It's definitely been an awesome experience. It's definitely different from the type of English that I learned, high school throughout my schooling. So really having fun with that class.
Look, all you guys were fantastic wrestlers in high school, right? That's why you're here at Brown. You were recruited to Brown to be Division I wrestlers. Hunter, I'll come back to you. You were Mass All-State and Division III champion all 4 years. And in your last 3 years, you had a combined record of 168-1. My question to you is, what schools recruited you and what made Brown the right fit?
Definitely like the top-notch academics, and when I visited Brown, there was like close-knit team and great coaches, and I definitely felt like Brown was felt like home. So yeah, I guess.
Justin, how about you? I mean, you won multiple regional, county, and district titles. What made Brown the right spot for you?
So I remember going to Brown's prospect camp my freshman year, and ever since then, like the way the guys and the teammates like communicate towards each other, my relationship with Coach Beckerman, ever since the beginning of my high school career, and that just built and that became very strong. So my decision, once it came time, became very easy that Brown was the right choice for me.
Kevin, we talked earlier how I guess you fell in love with campus when you visited Brown, but Ohio State champion as a junior. What schools were after you, and what made Brown the right fit for Kevin Contos?
I just love the coaches. The coaches were awesome, and I just got to see some of their practices and stuff. It was really nice, and I thought it was ran really well. And it was just almost an obvious choice, really.
Tim, you're from California, but you were born in Toronto. Is that right?
Yes, that's correct.
When did you move to California?
I moved to California in 2014.
Okay. And you went 48-6 as a senior. Tell us about how you found your way all the way across the country here to the East Coast in Brown University.
Yeah, I mean, I've always known I've wanted, like, academics has always been really important to me, and I've always known I wanted to go to an Ivy League school. And what I found Brown was great at and distinguished itself from the other Ivies was I really liked the coaches, and I felt like the team had a great bond. And I'm really interested in taking full advantage of that open curriculum at Brown. So that way I can mix all my interests together and not really feel locked into any like core curriculum.
Sure. Lear, that's one of the big attractions, I think, for student athletes at Brown is the open curriculum. Lear, out in Pennsylvania, you were third at the Pennsylvania State Championship last year. Any other sports, by the way, for you besides wrestling that you played in high school?
I played football.
Yep. And was wrestling always the sport that you wanted to pursue, or did you get?
I mean, at first it was sort of football. You know, all my friends were going to D1 schools for football. You know, I got a few letters and talked to a few coaches for football. But as soon as I went up to Brown and visited for wrestling, I just knew that's where I wanted to go.
And where are you in Western PA, Eastern PA, Central? Whereabouts?
Best way I can describe it is if you know where Knoebels is, about 5 minutes away.
Okay, I don't know where Knoebels is. I know where Pittsburgh is. I know where Philadelphia is. I know where State College is.
It's about right in the middle, maybe a little low.
Okay. Keegan, how about you? You placed twice at the Pennsylvania State Championships. How did you wind up here at Brown? Did you have other options, and why was Brown the choice for you?
So in terms of recruiting, the process was actually a little bit slow, just because in high school, it took me a little bit to form into a better wrestler and get the accolades that I need to get noticed. But Brown was actually the first school to call me. So ever since then, I'd always wanted to go there. And then slowly, as my wrestling improved, more schools started calling, but Brown kind of just stuck because they were that initial school. I developed a much closer connection with the coaches, and it seemed a little bit more genuine. And
that
then
happens a lot.
Yeah, and of course the academics appealed to me greatly over any other school. And then, as everybody else said, once I got to college, once I got on my official visit, I saw how close the team was, and they just seemed like guys I wanted to be around and people I wanted to surround myself with. So
yeah, and hearing you say that too, so many times a student athlete will go to a school that was recruiting him first, because they felt the love first from a particular school. And in your case, it was Coach Beckerman and his staff and Brown University. So I completely relate to what you're saying. Blake, same question for you. From Ohio to Providence, Rhode Island, how did you wind up here?
Yeah, so similar to Keegan, my recruiting process was a little bit slower. But Brown started contacting me my junior year, and they were really consistent throughout the process. That was really important to me because I'm very close with both my high school coaches. I went to two different high schools. I have a really good relationship with them, and I started building that relationship with Brown. That was the first thing, really, and then all of the that really attracted me to Brown specifically amongst the Ivy, and that was really big in my decision.
Hunter, I know you guys, like I said, will be coming on campus at the very least at the end of winter break. You must be looking forward to getting on campus and just, enjoying the experience of being a college freshman.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, and I'm really excited to meet the team and just start training there. And yeah.
Justin, one of the things that I think freshmen at Ivy League schools in particular need to learn quickly is time management, because when you're a student athlete, that in itself takes a lot of time and commitment and dedication. But being a student at an Ivy League school like Brown University also takes quite a commitment, takes a lot of time, with your nose in the books, et cetera. So is time management something you think you're pretty good at, or is that a skill that you're going to have to acquire when you come to Providence?
I think it's definitely a skill, I got to work on. But my brother wrestled in college, and obviously time management was a big thing for him. So, kind of just learning from him, taking a few things away, keeping like a scheduled calendar is really important. So I'm trying to pick up on some things, but I'm very excited to be on campus.
Well, since you bring that up, your brother is a wrestler at Harvard. Is he graduating this spring?
He just graduated.
He just graduated.
Yeah.
Okay. So unfortunately, you won't get to see him at any meets.
No, unfortunately not.
Okay. And you were a 3-year captain in high school. Is that right?
Correct.
Yeah. So, I mean, obviously there's something to be said about, those leadership skills. I know you're not going to come in as a freshman and be captain of the team, but when you're a 3-year captain in high school, that shows that you have some type of leadership skills.
No, definitely. I think it was weird at first, being like a sophomore captain, because obviously many like seniors are almost like jealous. But, I learned a lot, leading by example, being vocal, skills I built over the last, 2-3 years, make sure, I can be the best captain for my team.
Kevin, you looking forward to getting here to campus?
Yeah, absolutely. It's gonna be a lot. I feel like it'll be a little bit easier to be on campus instead of being home doing all these Zoom class meetings and stuff.
Lear, same question to you. I mean, are you looking forward to getting here from Pennsylvania?
Oh yeah, I've been looking forward to it. I was gonna take an official in the spring, but then everything happened, so I wasn't able to. But yeah, I'm just waiting, eager.
So it'll be like your official when you arrive on campus for the first time, huh?
Yeah.
That's different. Keegan, what about you? You probably chomping at the bit as well to join these guys, join your teammates here on campus in Providence.
Yeah, I think just coronavirus and the whole, quarantine and lockdown in general just made me a lot more appreciative of the sport and then also school with that. So I definitely have an itch to get back on the mats, but also, back in school and being a full-time student.
Blake, did you guys get to finish your season in the winter/spring and early March, or was anything canceled because of the pandemic?
Yeah, so we had our sectional and then district tournament, and then our season got cut short the day we were leaving for the state tournament. So that was a huge learning process. Learning how to deal with that. You work your whole life up to, to win a state title, and your senior year it gets cut a little short. But having the opportunity to wrestle Brown was definitely something that got me through that and to stay motivated.
One thing that I've noticed, and I have two, kids. I've got a son that's a junior in high school and a daughter who's a freshman. Is, young men and women are resilient. I thought this pandemic would really be difficult on my kids, and it hasn't. And I've seen that pretty much universally across the board. It seems like you guys can adapt to any situation pretty easily. Am I overreading that? Or Hunter, we'll go back to you. What was it like for you? I mean, have you dealt with a whole spring of remote learning and now remote learning here in the fall? How have you dealt with this?
Yeah, I just been just staying focused on just the little things and making the most out of it. I think it's a good time to just sort of reflect back and just focus on the little things and stuff that you kind of neglected during like whatever. So
Justin, when everything was kind of locked down early in the pandemic, right? Like restaurants weren't open, stores weren't open with the exception of supermarkets. What did you do to pass the time? Did you find any like shows on Netflix to binge watch or what?
Well, for food, a lot of DoorDash. I'll start off with that.
Okay.
But definitely hard to keep yourself busy when you can't go outside. We're doing like little things. I have some weights in the basement lifting, playing some Xbox. Trying to keep myself busy. It's hard, especially for the couple of months that we were in quarantine. But I don't know. I try to make the most out of it.
Keegan, what about you? What do you do with your free time? When you're not wrestling, when you're not, taking part in school.
Yeah, I like to play a good bit of video games too, like Justin said. And like over quarantine, I've just been working a lot, so I haven't had too much free time. But yeah, I definitely been binge watched a lot of Netflix over quarantine. That's for sure.
All right, tell me what shows you binge watched.
Ozarks was probably the best one.
Ozark, you said?
Yeah,
Great
Ozarks.
show. I did the same thing. I'm guilty. I binge watched the whole series during the
I
quarantine.
think 90% of America did. It's a great show. That and of course Tiger King.
Very good. Lear, I know you said you're a hunter. What other hobbies do you have?
Just basically anything outdoors. That's basically I'll go fish, go walk around, look for deer sheds.
I assume when you're in the middle of Pennsylvania, that's freshwater fishing, right?
Yeah.
You
There's
ever
no
been saltwater
water.
fishing? You ever been deep sea fishing?
No, I always wanted to go deep sea fishing, but I never did.
It's pretty good, man. You catch some big fish that'll put up a hell of a fight, a lot more than you get on ponds and lakes. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I always did want to do that.
Tim, what about you? How do you spend your downtime?
Yeah, I mean, I like to, watch a lot of shows, Netflix, Hulu. I'm a big anime fan, so I've been binging a lot of those.
Yeah. Kevin, how do you been spending your free time, your downtime?
Mainly video games and stuff, but I've gotten an expensive hobby of building PCs now.
Wow. you build PCs.
Yeah, I was like putting it together and using them.
That's really cool. Blake, how about yourself? What do you have for hobbies?
So I guess, like everybody else, I watched Tiger King was a big show that I watched. Other than that, I really enjoyed watching wrestling. So, I watched a lot of wrestling over quarantine, and since I couldn't be on the mat, I kind of, satiated my hunger a little bit.
Are you talking about
Yeah.
real wrestling, like what you guys do, or WWE?
No, real wrestling. Watching my old matches or just other wrestling. That's how I pass a lot of time over quarantine.
Any WWE fans here in the house?
Unfortunately,
I didn't think
I
so.
guess I'm not.
When you're a real wrestler, it's hard to really like WWE or really respect what's going on. That's entertainment, right? That's not wrestling.
Very much. Yeah. Yep, I agree.
Well, guys, it's been great to catch up with you, and we can't wait to get you on campus. I mean, it's been long enough. You guys have had to stay home all fall, and hopefully this pandemic they'll come up with a vaccine, and life will be back to normal before too long. But we look forward to seeing you here in Providence in January, hopefully, if all goes well.